We learned how to use a counting variable together with a for loop. So now let's go ahead and talk about how to use a counting variable with a while loop. Let's go and create a new Python file. I'm going to call it count while. And here in count while, maybe we could take this age loop. Maybe not this one. Okay, maybe we could take this one where they enter in the number of roles and we print out the total number of roles, right? So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and put it over here, but this time I don't want to use a for loop. I want to use a while loop. Okay, so how can we change this for loop so that it doesn't take in 3 numbers, okay, but it keeps on taking in roles until they enter in 0. So I'm going to say while roll is not equal to 0. All right. We could also say while roll is greater than 0. Okay. Or we can also say not, and not is the exclamation point, and we can say not equals. Just to give you a refresher, the Boolean operators are as follows. We have equals, we have not equals, not equals. We have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and we also have, I think that's it. So those are our Boolean operators, right? And so now I'm using my not equals to. And remember, when we use a while loop, we need to create the variable that we're using in our expression before we run our while loop. So let's say roll is equal to 1, and I do want to set it equal to 1, not equal to 0, because if I set roll equal to 0, then it's going to say 0 is not equal to 0. That's a false statement, so it's not going to run the while loop, and it's just going to go ahead and do the print. Right? So I want to set roll equal to a number where this is going to be true the first time. So I'm going to set it equal to 1, so it gets started. I'm going to have my count start at 0. And I don't want to count the total of their rolls. What I want to count is how many times they rolled. Okay, so I'm going to enter in. I'm going to count by 1, and by the end, I'm going to say you rolled this many times. Okay, you rolled this many times, like that. Okay, so now if I go ahead and run my program, I'm going to go and click on control, click, run the while program. I'm going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, so that should be 12, I believe. So I'm going to enter 0 now and hit enter, and I rolled 12 times. Okay, so this is another way that you can use the counting variable. You can use it in a while loop, right? So the while loop is going to run over and over and over again, and this count variable, which we set equal to 0 in the beginning, outside of the loop, and inside of the loop we put it on both sides of the equal sign, and we added however much we wanted to count by. Right? So if I wanted to count by 5, I can add 5. But if I wanted to count by 10, I can add 10, and so on, right? But this time I just want to count by 1 because I'm trying to count how many times they rolled in a number. Okay, so this is another way you can write a while loop using a counting variable, and maybe we can try another program. Let's try, instead of counting how many times they rolled, how we want to count the total number of all of their rolls, right? Well, what will we change to make that happen? Well, it would be pretty simple. We would just need to change this number right here, right, to not add 1 to count, but instead add whatever they typed in as how much they rolled to count. So let's do that. It's very similar to the last program that we ran, and let's go ahead and run it. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to enter in 0, and there we go. 36 is the total of all of these numbers. Now I don't want to check if that's true, but you could, and you would probably find that that's true.